Hi Richard, thanks for sending in these clips. Obviously you're my prize winner on my Twitter campaign to win a YouTube swing review. A couple of things before we start, just try and think about film angle for the future. When anyone else watching this, try and get the golf ball in the lower right side of the screen and try and get the camera sort of directly in line with either your elbow or your hands, so your filming location is a little bit to the right. Key thing when you're filming is to make it consistent every time so you get the same visuals every time, but try and adapt those kind of slight rules to start off with, and it'll give you a better idea of what your swing looks like. Lots of great things in your golf swing. You mentioned that you hit a few sort of thinny top down shots and sort of cutty shots out to the right. So we'll try and look at that for you and give you some ideas of how to fix that. First thing we'll start with, if we look at the left hand screen here, we'll see that your posture at the moment, your pelvis is a little bit tucked under, and you'll see your back here is a bit rounded into what we call C shape. That causes these arms just to hang down a little bit too vertically. So ideal world, if you can start setting up the ball better posturally, it'll give you more opportunity to move your body better without any compensation. In the right hand screen as we look there, what we'll see there is your knees are poked in a touch, which will switch your glutes off a little bit and give you a lack of stability. And also your hips are ever so slightly favouring this back side of the screen rather than facing the target. Ideal world, I want these hips just to face the target ever so slightly to allow you to turn into your right side a little bit better. So as we start to move the swing on the left hand screen, first of all, what we tend to see as you start to move the club away is the club gets a little bit picked up. It starts very good, and as you go further through the swing, you'll see the arms start to get picked up and your legs will start to straighten with your right leg and the left leg poke out a bit. This is the compensations based from your posture. So these arms at the top of the backswing are a little bit higher, and if we look at the other screen on the right hand side here, what we're going to see is there's a little bit of a bump to start the swing into your right side with your hips. Quite stable with your head until it lifts up at the very end. But what we'll see, there's a lack of rotation in your mid-spine and your knee kicks in a little bit. The rest of your golf swing looks pretty good. So just as we said from the setup really, there's a lack of rotation in here and a lack of stability in your lower half. What that then leads on to your ability then to get the club back on plane on the way down. So as you start your downswing, this golf club starts a little bit too upright or high in plane, and that causes you then just ever so slightly to cut across the golf ball. So that causes a lot of the oblique strikes you get and the left to right curvature you'll get. If we look at the other screen here on the right hand side, as you start to come down, what we'll also notice is you lose your leverage just prior to impact. And that will cause a lot of the kind of thinny, toppy shots you also described. To be fair, you do a really good job with your head, and your body weight is pretty good there for someone that doesn't use the spine so well on the way back. So you make some great recoveries there, and that's probably why you've played some good golf recently. Fall through is really nice too. So there's lots of really good things in your swing, but generally the things that cause you to have your faults all stem from the setup. And the setup is key really to developing a good golf swing. So for me, the first thing I'd want to start with you is to get you into the correct setup, and then work onto some connection and getting some rotation into your golf swing with your sort of torso. So I'll send you a separate email with a posture drill to do to get your posture working really, really well. But essentially we want to get your pelvis tucked out more and your back a little bit straighter and your knees pushed apart and your hips a bit more towards the target. That'll be a great start to give you a good foundation to start moving the club better. So hopefully we'll see a bit more of you in the future and see how your swings develop from there. But good luck with those exercises and those drills, and let me know how you're getting on.